Guys, Wednesday. Cheers. What are we going to look at today? Well, I'm going to look at something else that I received from the crazy one himself, the crazy Scotsman. Now, this is something that I actually reviewed about a year ago. I don't know if they alter the batches or not. And I can't honestly remember if it was 5.8% or 5.9%. But I do remember that I gave this an 8 back then. Old Leghumper. Robust porter from a Thirsty Dog Brewing Company. And the cap looks something just like that. What should we open it with? Well, you know what? I'm going to open it with this thing. I think this was in a tack pack, and it's supposed to be some kind of a defensive weapon. It has this, which nobody has been able to tell me why the hell that's in there. But it supposedly is a bottle opener. I'm not sure if I've ever used it or not. Oh, okay, so it has some worth value. I've got a properly seasoned glass right here. As Jay over at Elite Ammunition would say, he likes to get away with as aggressive of a pour as possible. It stirs up those flavors. Okay, it's dark, but it's not dark enough that it's, I mean, you can already, like, see, like, so we don't need to do the fleshlight test on it. Got, you know, decent head. Again, crazy Scotsman, I don't mean to critique, but for a guy that goes on and on about his prowess with the old whiskey and drinking people to the point of being unconscious and then giggling and walking away, dude, another one under 6%. Smells like, has a nice roasted chocolate smell, and cheers. Pretty much tastes like it smells. I'm cooking dinner tonight, so I don't want this to be an hour. I know I say that a lot, so I want to get right into the comments. I believe I have a couple that got that, you know, because it's been a few days. But I think I have a couple of you that I missed. So this comment was actually left by SDP. Holy shit, did we get the rain last night. Between the fireworks. Thankfully, the rain started after the fireworks. Not so good for me, because if you guys don't know, I don't know what has taken place. I mean, Shelby was a rescue dog, and when she came to us, she was between 3 and 5 years old. And let's just say that this dog does not appreciate a good set of fireworks or a thunderstorm. And I hate to admit it, but we actually have puppy Prozac for her for these situations. Yet, not really doing much good last night. Basically, she hyperventilates and follows you wherever you go, and will not go outside for obvious reasons. Yeah, it was fun. SDP, an awesome name, or awesome name. Me and the wife want to have our first celebration cigar. What would be a good starter? Celebrating the journey we both are going through. Well, I'm not sure if what your wife is going through is dealing with what you're going through, or if she has her own, but if you're going through shit, so anybody that sends me a picture of the top of his head cut open so that they can get to the cancerous tumor knows that you know that you've stayed in my my thoughts and my prayers. What cigar do I recommend to you? Now, I'll openly admit I am not. I have tried to try as many cigars. You know, I kind of go for the mainstream stuff. I mean, if someone would like to give me a list of some cigars that rival the big names, I would be happy to hear. I mean, I have a few. I have a few right now in the humidor, like from Acid. I've heard things. The cigar company. I've heard good things about them, yet I have never tried one, and I still haven't tried the one that I have waiting for me to give it some attention. Now, of all of the cigars I have ever had, in my list of personal favorites, for you, if you're kind of in the unknown on cigars, but just want something that maybe won't be such a heavy hitter that you'll both end up puking before you're halfway through it, I recommend Macanudo. Macanudo Calf. It's just almost anything that says Macanudo, as long as it's in a light wrapper. Stay away from the Maduros. Stay away from a dark. It's the darker the leaf, usually the more the flavor. The lighter colored Macanudos are like smoking dessert. I think they're very good. The Cohiba that me and Johnny Watson enjoyed, that came in these over-the-top acrylic like display cases, and I decided to convert mine over to in case of emergency. That was a very good cigar. Unfortunately, it's kind of like really like high-end craft beers and scotches and whiskeys. Unfortunately, I have to be honest when I say I have noticed that the price that you are paying for a cigar directly relates to the flavor, the quality of the cigar. I've had some where no matter how hard I've tried, I have not been able to. It's like they're just brittle and break up. You get some of them that for about an inch and a half or 2 inches of smoking, they're really good, and then they turn to shit really fast. Where the higher end ones seem like they make it. I mean, I've had some from Macanudo, Terra Fuente. NIHAP gave me a box, and one of my only regrets in life is that I gave away so many of those cigars because they were so good, and I just wanted other people to enjoy them, and now I kind of regret that. Just kidding. They were Romeo and Julietta's, and oh my God, those were wonderful cigars. There's a good chance that those might have been like the real deal Cuban, but not to turn one question into 20 minutes. SDP, I'd say Macanudo. Zeus, was also on the Doom IPA. I got the Remington 700. The metal bits are nice. Trigger feels around 3 pounds. No slop. Pretty random when it breaks. It's the start of something fun anyways. I have a great weekend, brother. The beautiful part for you, which is where I wish I was right now, John Huber has been driving me nuts for over a year. He wants me to buy anything that works on a Remington 700 trigger because he wants to send me one of his triggers. But I do not own anything that works on the Remington 700. Thing is I'd love to. I'm thinking what'd be really awesome is like a bolt action 6.5 Creedmoor, or really a 338 Lapua would be like the dream one, but I just that ain't gonna happen right now. Now, first comment on the Joe 10 IPA was Bulwark 1911. Still not tired of winning. Fu Master Chew 12. What the hell? I'm back. Awesome. Cadillac V here. I've missed you, Eric. Yeah. Missed you too, my friend. You must be really busy lately. Foodmaster 212. Holy crap, that 5.7 looks amazing. That I have to honestly say, because it's my I have yet to bring it to work. We've had some pretty nasty stuff. I spray painted the we have a pretty really nice airless system, and I did the inside of a garage and ceiling, and I didn't even want anything expensive to even be on me, even though I'm wearing like my monkey suit. But this has been the carry gun for knot work. Lately I've been mixing it up between the Glock and the 5906, mostly the G19 lately. But I can tell you this lockup feels completely different when you hit the button. The way it unlocks. I did not have any mag issues. To be honest, the only problem that I had is I tried 2 different mags. I had feed issues, or I don't even know how to describe them. I had a feed issue, not an extraction issue, but a feed issue with the newest batch of penetrator rounds from Jay, and I don't know if they're so hot that they are cycling faster than, I don't know what I know Jay, I've seen videos from Jay, and Jay said he shot the shit out of this and could not get it to fail, and I could not get it to run with the penetrators. The T6B, I have not had an issue ever with them, and the day on Sunday when me and the boys went out, I put a lot of rounds through this because I wanted to know I could carry it and nothing was going to go wrong, and I shot the same round that the Crazy Scotsman sent me. Here, we'll add a shameless plug, and I'll grab the box that has his the FN, the blue-tipped FN, mag after mag after mag without any problems at all. Me shooting it, Johnny shooting it, J-Dog shooting it, Eric C shooting it, Eric's friend Rob, cool guy, shooting it. I mean, it never failed ever with FN ammo in it. So I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on those ones and see. But it's fine for me because my preferred carry round is those nasty bastards, the T6Bs. So yeah, Rich, this is one badass gun. If I had another one, I would definitely have Jay at Elite Ammunition do the work. His custom trigger, the trigger pull on this is man, I don't remember even what this was the last time I did a trigger pull on it. It's less than 3 pounds, and the reset is almost non-existent. See, this is how this shit always turns into an hour, because I say one thing and then I start talking about things that I'm passionate about. Yeah, here we go. It's up to the wall. Actually, let me see exactly where it's at right now. Still waiting on Chuck to send me a good trigger gauge instead of this whole analog shit. But I know he's a busy guy. 3 pounds. 3 pounds. 3 pounds. 3 pounds with, and there's your reset. What I liked about I really like Jay's trigger, and of course all the internals on this thing are all robar coated, all the little bits and pieces, everything. And then, of course, this awesome threaded barrel, just in case someday I was ever going to run a suppressor on it. And I carry it with the safety off. A lot of people thought it was like a weird safety, but if you think about it, it's actually put in a really good position, because it doesn't matter if you're a lefty or a righty, it's right there. That's safety on, safety off. Going in, the holster from Pete at the Armory channel. He doesn't ever watch this shit, so I can say whatever I want. Pete's holsters, just... Pete's a little bitch. So you know, if he's gonna make something, it's gonna be right. If I live closer to Pete, I just bring everything I carry over and have him make me a holster. I wish that Pete had a 5906. I mean, to the point where I am almost willing to FFL my 5906 to him so he could make me a holster for it. The Alien Gear is fine, but the Alien Gear has a lot of real estate, and it's a warm holster. You know, I mean, it's just the more stuff that touches you, the warmer it's gonna be. I mean, for the winter, not a big deal. But I really wish I had one of Pete's holsters for my 5906. Mario Mosen, hey! Rich again. Yet another quality program. Can't believe Johnny Concho got both of those knives through. Outstanding. Actually, I'm assuming you were talking about Johnny Watson having knives on his carry-on. Yeah. This thing is just a wicked... Look at that. I mean, it's... hang on, let me get this spooge off of it. I mean, I didn't do this. This is like straight out of the box from CRKT. He thought that I might have to loosen up the main screw a little bit so that it would, you know, do that on its own. But I just put a little dab of oil on it, and she's flying. Now, some pansy ass pussy like Stephen Bush, I don't recommend this knife for you unless you just really like the way it looks, because this knife definitely weighs more than this knife, and you didn't like this knife because you thought it was too heavy. This thing is fucking awesome. That's all I gotta say. But this thing, oh man, it's it's like a piece of art that that's really sharp, and I just love how they have it polished like it is. It's one of those knives where they're pretty damn expensive, but quite often they put them on sale. Okay, back at it. Gun Glutton. Wow, Pete's holsters are legit. Absolutely. I think he did a good job considering he did not have one with a threaded barrel on it, and, you know, simulated, and it came out perfect. Cadillac V, Johnny is wasted. Laughed my ass off. Stephen Bush, grips look great. Feel a lot better? Question mark. Yeah. You know, the older grip, you know, the more that they get used, you know, you can just see how shiny they are. I mean, they're all, you know, marred up and shit. Yeah, the new ones have a lot more of a positive feel to them. So, yes, thank you for finding me that link, by the way. Stephen Bush, Johnny's a lightweight. Trees a blowin', America. What a t-shirt. Stephen Bush, yep, cut Johnny off at 3 beers. William Geist, Johnny equals Uncle Bad Touch. I'll thumbs that up. Joey Cuz, wow, 50 seconds in and already a clusterfuck. Hold on to your hats, kids. J-Dog, here. Zeus, 5'7", is back in the house. Yes, it is, and it appears that we're, okay, you know, like I said before, shit happens. You know what? If I don't give a fuck if you buy something brand new. I mean, I know people that have bought expensive things, cars, and have had nothing but problems. You know, so be it. If you're not willing to, I don't give a shit. I will never stop being who I am. I will never stop personalizing, modifying things, making shit for who I am. I mean, shit, look, little things. Case in point. This SKS. You know, granted, you know, I cleaned up the stock. My goal was to not. I wanted it kind of for what it was. I did not want to aggressively go after some of these marks. I just wanted to make it so that it was protected and it would look constant like it does. Is this one modified? Yeah, it's modified. You know, you're not supposed to be able to do this. It's modified. I modified it, okay? Gods of SKS, sue me. I don't give a shit. Then there's really, really modified. Now, if this doesn't function right, and I haven't touched the actual original gun, you know, like case in point, you know, it's like sending Jay my FN57. I love what it is. It's probably a one of a kind, and I will always be appreciative to Jay for this. On the other hand, you got how do I do that? On the other hand, you got this. I didn't touch the original SKS on this, and yet the other day when we were out, 2 shots and a problem. 5 shots and a problem. 2 more shots and a problem. I'd pull the trigger and it would get locked back, just like you see it now. There'd be live ammo in it, which there isn't right at this moment in time. And the end of the second piston, Sharky 762, I think he had the actual technical name. If you don't know how the SKS works, I mean, this is like the early design of the AK-47. When you pull the trigger, the gas charge shoots up here. This is the gas block. In here is a piston, and the piston kicks back. Well, this piston ends right here, and then from here to here, there is a second piston in here. So one piston hits another piston. That piston shoots through a hole right there and hits the bolt carrier and makes the gun operate. Inside of here, there's a short piston, it's about 4 inches long, and a spring. And that one, you could see it stuck, hung out right here. But, you know, as soon as, you know, because there was ammo in it and I didn't have to actually press anything, I would just pull back, let her fly forward, bam, 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 and then it would be, I would find it like this again, and the piston hanging out. It's like, ah, shit. You know, that doesn't have anything to do with the Matador chassis. It'd be the same as putting that rifle into this chassis. No difference. So I got home, I tore it all down, and I found that little pod. You could push it, take the spring out of it, I'd push it in, and it would seize in place. I had to actually tap it to get it to come back out. Well, I got a prototype sitting here. I got an unfired SKS. So I pulled that one apart, took the spring out of it, pushed that little piston all the way in. It rattled and it pushed right out. There's no resistance, okay? I couldn't see down inside there because the barrel, it's so close to the barrel. So I cleaned it up the best that I could. I used 800 grit sandpaper chucked up on my drill. I cleaned it out. I used all the way down to mother's polish. Cleaned it. The last thing I did was a brush with a cotton patch over it, soaked in ballast oil, and ran that in and out of there on the drill. Still hung up. I had no choice. At this point in time, I actually lathed down that piston. I took a little bit off of it, put it in there, still hanging up. Took a little bit off of there, put it in there, still hanging up. Took a little bit off of there, put it in there, stopped hanging up. So then I polished it down to 2000 grit, and then mother's polish, oiled it, put it all back together. Now I got to get up and shoot it again. I mean, a lot of energy being used up by that piston getting seized. So shit happens. Doesn't make a difference if you've had things modified or it just happens to be that way out of the box. But I don't care. To me, sometimes the trying to figure out what the hell was going wrong. I mean, yeah, it gets frustrating when you're out there. Oh, the other thing, if you didn't notice, is my little their quick release thing. Probably my bad. If I would have put some kind of Loctite on here, it maybe would have stayed in place. But in as little as 40, maybe 60 rounds, it came loose. I thought I had collected all the parts and put it in my ammo can, but I can't even put it back together because one of the main pieces that fell out of the inside is now MIA. So, yeah. Ed, I was wondering how you two got up the stairs after the show. Laugh out loud. Ed, cheers. Joey Cuss, cheers. Joey Cuss, so much for not getting wasted before the show rule. Whoops. Zeus, Trump is my POTUS. Absolutely. I hate to say it, but every single time I have talked to somebody that hates Trump, they can't give me a valid reason. All they can do is spew shit that some other fucking retard has told them or they've heard in the fake news. As of this moment in time, it's just like, I'm just like, you know what? I don't even want to argue with you because you're an idiot. Check the facts and Trump will be your president. I'm sorry. Trump has done more in the first 90 days that he was president than that piece of shit Obama did in 8 years. End of story. Wade, Big Regnap Papa, Johnny. I passed out before Blog Radio too. I hope you all drank some water before crashing or the guns won't be the only thing going boom tomorrow. J-Dog. Yes, I do know some paracord stuff. Ooh. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I got some other stuff. I got something you can wrap. Tardisius, lots of cigars on the Trump train, America. Oh, since Wednesday when Johnny got here, I personally smoked a heck of a lot of cigars and had a couple beers. Brad, awesome holster for sure. I I love Pete's Holsters. I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't want them so badly. I wish he had more blue guns. Josh, FJ55 Iron Pig, welcome back. Fu Master Chew. Gillian 426, welcome back to the cause, Eric. And Keck, holy patriotic melons. Damn right, dude. I know exactly what picture that was. And Keck, dude, I'll never think of a beer foam the same way again. And Keck, that's right. Swallow some knob. Ha. Keck. Too bad we aren't neighbors. I can share funny jokes and one-liners with you guys. Well, you know, the internet makes it a much smaller home for everybody. Ammohead 73, laughed my ass off when you guys walked off screen. Before I do anything to defile the brew, let's just say I'm giving this one an 8 also. But 5.9%, man. I give it an 8. It's got good flavors. For a porter, it's got plenty of flavor for a porter. You just watch that for a second. I see it's not gonna make it till Ed gets here again, but $120+ bottle of Ardbeg single malt Islay Scotch. I'm just thinking there's got to be a way to make that a little bit better. So in order for me and Ed to enjoy that, I am going to have to save up and get another bottle of this, Ed, because I said that if you like Scotch. Now the question is, anybody that says that they like Scotch, do you like an Islay Scotch? Because they are so distinctively different. Oof. Ammo at 73. Tell Johnny I'll wrestle him for the 24-inch AR. I'm a kind of a pool and baby oil is required. Oh, in a kiddie pool and baby oil is required. I think I'd pay money to see that. Smile money. So now we know what happened to you on Locked and Loaded show. It was all about the loaded. Yes. I have no excuse. I'm not known. Smile money. You should know by now. I am not known for making all of the right decisions. Up until marrying Christine. Sharky762. Hey, I'm turning into a big fatty. Can do some paracord shit too. Yeah, but you are across the pond. It makes it a little bit more difficult. Sharky again. The amount of hours that went into Doom after the hours that went into Wolfenstein will add up to years, if not decades. Okay, now we really got to pick this shit up. Real cool burnout. Beer reviews are always more fun with a guest. Awesome video. Thank you. Well, why don't you come on over? Be my guest. Okay, let's get into this. Oh my God, that's... I tell you, It does not take. This was one shot. I bet you I could have just done a whoop, and it would have been all that would have been necessary. Those thick, smoky, peaty flavors are unbelievable. My God, I can see the end of the tunnel already. It's too loud, you're too old. Fun review, man. Thank you, my friend. Thumb that up. EMT Rail fan. Yeah, I'm a couple of days behind in watching this, but I'm only a couple of hours behind the Justin's Final Mission drawing. Congrats to the winner, and thank you to Eric and company for doing what you do for veterans through Active Heroes. Whiskey, cheers to all involved. EMT Rail fan. Yeah, some people just don't get it. I mean, I understand. I mean, if I sunk a hole, I mean, I know. See, here's the thing, is I know the guys. Trying to think of the total list. I know the guys that donated the most amount of money to the thing very well, except for Stalker Steve. I don't mean to offend Steve if he's watching this. I don't know if he follows this channel. I don't know Steve all that well. I know that he's a very passionate guy, and when his name was drawn in the circle of guys, a whole lot of people were like, it went to a good guy. But again, get ready. Go ahead and say Eric just gives the shit to his friends. I don't know Stalker Steve, but I can guarantee you one thing. After this, I truly hope that we continue to be friends. On Sunday that we did the drawing, he sent a PM. He didn't actually even get to watch it live. He had several people notify him, including Jim Hornet Fixer, and so he PM'd me, and I'm like, dude, here's my cell number, here's my email address, and or he gave me his number, so I just called him, and we're sitting around smoking big ass cigars, sitting around the fire, and talked to Steve for almost an hour. And again, I don't have any regrets. But then again, on the list of people, you know, if you want to say Eric just gives shit to his friends, hey, well, fuck you guys, because there was only 54, 55 entries. I mean, of that, 523 little pieces of paper for all the people that had multiple entries in there. But if you're gonna get fucking butthurt because Eric only gives shit to his friends, well, only my friends entered. Well, I tell you what, EMT Rail fan, for a comment like that, I'll go straight on to the most expensive bottle of shit I have in the house. The Ardbeg. I'll sum it up like this. To me, it was all about that number. It was all about reaching our goal. We're gonna start the counter over, and we're gonna go again. It's probably gonna be something like $15,000 goal. The first $5,000, when we hit $5,000, we'll give the kids' build away. That's looking like one person is going to walk away with 3 things chambered in .22 long rifle and 1 chambered in 20 gauge. A shotgun, a bolt action, a semi-automatic, and a pistol. Plus whatever anybody else sends into this package. But, you know, I want it to be a youth build. So, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, people that do firearms training, you know, like say Smile Money. He wins a package like that, and all of a sudden he can just start doing youth training. He's going to have the tools that he needs. I mean, I don't know what the criteria is going to be. I mean, sometimes I feel like, you know, the amount of entries were governed, well, not only because of YouTube's bullshit, but some people just don't do videos. I mean, look at Pat Case. He made $1,500. Well, it wasn't his only donation, but he made $1,500 donation in the name of his dad. And then I talked to him, and I'm like, Pat, you know, if you do a video, for every $10, you're gonna get an entry. That would have been a lot of little pieces of paper for you, Pat. And he's just like, I'm doing this in honor of my dad, and I'm doing it for the veterans. Well, a lot of us are doing it for the veterans. I mean, I'm not the one that, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, it was like Brian McCown, John Solar, Eric C. They were like the guys that all got together and came up with this. I mean, if I would have been involved talking that night, well, hell yeah, because I jumped on board as soon as I possibly could. You know, it's like, you know, anything for that man. I know he has got to be looking down and seeing that even though he was unable to continue, we have picked up that torch and we have continued. Justin, I love you, I miss you, and your passion for veterans will never be forgotten, and our group will continue to do whatever we can to keep raising that money and awareness. The other night, sat outside, actually 4th, with my neighbors. Several of them came over to our place to sit around our fire pit. One of them is my neighbor from the end of the block. Her name is Nikki, and she is a coastie. She is in the Coast Guard, and she was texting multiple people. I don't even, what was that considered in the ship house, or NIHAP's gonna kick my ass. She was texting several of her fellow coasties that night and was like, you guys into guns? And of course the immediate response back is, what is somebody selling? And she's like, no. She goes, my neighbor does a lot to support veterans and veteran suicide. And they're like, well, give me the link, man. I'm on board with that. So they were supposedly going over and checking out the giveaway stuff. And she's like, have you tried? I mean, she had some great fucking ideas. It's like, talk to the boys down at the Coast Guard. Talk to the boys up at the 148th. I mean, we're a big target on the map. I mean, we're a threat to Russia. We have some air power going on here, the 148th. And she's like, you got to contact them. It's like, you are directly working to build for them. And I was like, yeah, you got a good point. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more support and stuff. But EMT Railfan, but yeah, everybody that always wants to know what's going on and what's happening and whatever. At least four firearms are going to go to one winner under the youth build. Followed up after that with the girls build, with a one-of-a-kind, high-end, awesome AR-15 that Christine and Jim Hornet Fixer are working on in Florida Custom Weaponry Finishing. Last comment a day ago was from Jose. I always say Joseph HD. 27. It's named after me, so it's good. I'll cheers that, my friend. Now this is a guy. This is a friend of mine I've been friends with a long time. I know I was in like double digit sub count when we became friends. So cheers to you. I'm going to hit the refresh button. I'm not exactly sure why, because it's been like 4 days, so I doubt anything new's taking place. Oh, but it does show 3 things as spam. Yeah, Dominic W. Hey, B&E Brew Reviews. Love your videos. You haven't watched one. I hope you're having a fantastic day. You don't give a shit. I'm currently collecting money for poor people in India. Even a small donation would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, wish you the best. Oh, excuse me. Wish you the best. Peace, love, Dominic. I'm going to approve it, but Dominic, you didn't. You know, you don't give a flying fuck about our Okay, and that's that. Quickly, and very quickly, the new battle box is here. I feel sorry for Joey Cuz, because this is another one that he missed out on. Let's see, let me just give you some of the highlights. Of course, I've already been there because of the Crazy Scotsman, but believe it or not, there was a cigar in with the battle box. The theme of this battle box, their theme this time around was all veteran-owned businesses. It's just, see, this shit just keeps coming full circle. I mean, I gotta talk to Daniel from BattleBox and just let him know. Maybe BattleBox would would help us the next time around. I mean, seeing how some of these fucktards like Hick Dick 45 and some of the other douche nozzles that could really make a difference for veterans don't give a fuck because they're not real people. They're all about themselves. I'll have to talk to Daniel, the owner of BattleBox, but some people are like, well, sometimes it's a good box, and sometimes, BattleBox, I personally think BattleBox always puts them right out of the park. I'm not going to go over everything with you guys, but just quickly, what was in the box this month? We got some more of the Doc Spartan ointment, some ND999 oil, the cigar, Black Rifle coffee, fucking awesome coffee, a mug, awesome mug, and they're just black. I like the Beyond Black, but I haven't tried this one yet. I probably will be, even though I haven't had a hell of a lot of coffee since the whole juicing thing. Strike Force Energy. It's one of the, there's like the little packets, which I'll probably be taking one of these with tomorrow. Add it to your water. But, of course, I kind of got a little push happening when I saw the cigar in there. Range 15. This is Matt Best. I follow some of his videos, and they're usually funnier than hell. That's in there. But then the two big items. You guys know that I am a kind of a watch whore. I love my watches. This one here, this is from Rockwell, and this is called the Raider Project. This is, everybody that buys one of these, money goes towards Marines. It's kind of like the same thing as Justin's Final Mission. So this is awesome. I'm really digging this watch. I've been wearing this for a couple of days when I know I'm not gonna F it up. And then of course the knife item, and I put the paracord on it because I'm gonna actually use it as a neck knife. Is this dagger from Yeah, good job, camera. You're always... Scallywag. I mean, you're not going to shave with it. I mean, it's like silver. I mean, I guess if you were someone like John Solar or Tardisius and you wanted to put an edge on it, but as far as a defensive weapon goes, so you do the math. It's $150 to buy the Battle Box Pro Plus. This, if you go to their website, is $150. This, at their website, is $150. Just these two items. One, if you bought one, if one of these strikes your fancy and you're like, man, I really love that scallywag dagger, that's paid for the rest of the box. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Battle Box is hands down just fantastic. Okay, I'm out here. I'm gonna go. I'm making stir fry tonight. That's much better. Crazy Scotsman. And the Crazy Scotsman, as of this moment in time, is pulling like all the credit for the youth build. He is using all of his contacts and everybody possible. Now, giving credit where credit is due, unfortunately, Crazy Scotsman beat Haboob 308 to the punch. Haboob 308 had a 20 gauge that he was willing to donate, but we already got another one, so we'll find a time that he can help out. I mean, it's just always this total love from my friends and what they're willing to do, especially in situations, situations like that, or more important, like that. What should we look at tomorrow? Well, you know what? Why don't we get the last one that the Crazy Scotsman sent me? This is from Great Lakes Brewing. Personally, that's funny. That's Jim Haboob 308, and actually that was so interesting. I almost kind of want to look at it while we're here live, but. This is another one. This is the last one from the Crazy Scotsman. Great Lakes Brewing, Steady Rollin' Seasonal IPA. Let's see, does he get any redemption on this one? Because usually anything from them is a little bit heavier hitting. I see the born on date, 50 IBUs and 5.5. Dude, you're killing me. So we'll take a look at that one tomorrow. And let me Haboob 308, you know, his crazy fuck neighbor, the guy who is... I'm not saying that Jim doesn't have some issues, but Jim's a good guy. He's a patriot. He gives a fuck about this country. He gives a shit about his family, and he's just like, stay out of my life. Stay out of my backyard, stay out of my bedroom, and then do whatever you want. Well, his neighbor is a crazy motherfucker who obviously, unfortunately, has some friends in the legal area for which Jim lives. And this fucker, if it was me and you, we'd already be thrown away and they would have tossed away the key. But this fucker gets a give me after give me after give me. But maybe not so much right now because... I'm being informed that the neighbor is leaving right now in handcuffs, which is good because I know I'm prejudiced and I'm going to stand up for my friends, but his neighbor is a crazy motherfucker. And if you have to deal with someone who is so fucking crazy that one of your only options might be to sell your house and move to get away from crazy, I call bullshit. That's where I personally hope a meteorite comes in, misses your house and your property, and takes that piece of shit out. Thank you, karma. Well, hopefully this is the start of things. So, again, when you're so fucking crazy that you're threatening older people and I'm sorry. Just trust me when I say, knowing what I know about his neighbor, this guy deserves a full ride on the karma train. Okay, so let's take a look at this tomorrow. Again, thank you to the Crazy Scotsman, and check out BattleBox. I realize it's kind of pricey, but you are getting well beyond your money's worth. Joey, I know Joey really liked this. It's like you just bought this and they threw in a cigar and coffee and a mug and a really super ass sweet watch and some oil and a DVD and energy drinks, and did I mention a cigar and a hat, and yeah, so okay, cheers guys, and we hopefully will see you tomorrow.